It's the most powerful show on television. High drama, with intense energy. A show dedicated to a few brave souls who risk their lives for the sake of their craft. Its in-depth reporting goes to the core and unlocks the mysteries behind today's raciest sport. Motorsports. Catch it when you can.
The Speed Station welcomes you to Kansas Speedway for the running of the Hollywood Casino 400. And in the race analysis, today we have a 107-lap event. Stage 1 ends on lap 26, and Stage 2 ends on lap 52. Chase Elliott wins the pole above Denny Hamlin, then Justin Allgaier, who's been named the permanent replacement of Matt Kenseth in the 42 car. Then his teammate Kurt Busch, Kyle Larson, Joey Logano, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Kevin Harvick, Eric Jones, Brad Keselowski round out the top 10.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
And there's the green flag at Kansas. Chase Elliott already clear of Denny Hamlin as they head off into turn number 1, almost 4 wide as they fan out into the corner. Several rows of 3 wide now as Justin Allgaier challenges Denny Hamlin for second. And into turn number 3, the 42 car inches ahead of the 11 to move into second spot. 4 wide coming off of turn number 4. Briscoe touched the outside wall, but he managed to gather it up. Now 2 rows of 4 wide entering turn 1 in the back of the field. Some dicey moments right now in the first few laps. But still, we haven't had anyone go around. So now Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in the 47 has driven his way up into third spot with Allgaier challenging Elliott for the lead. And his first start in the 42 car, Justin Allgaier, is now your leader, although he is being challenged by the 47 coming off turn number 2. They run side by side down the back straight for the top spot. And Stenhouse will take it. Into turn number 3, now Jimmy Johnson battles alongside his teammate Chase Elliott for third. Kyle Larson with a 3 wide move on the inside moves into third, now getting around Allgaier to move into second. Larson with a run under the 47 moves Ricky Stenhouse Jr. up off the inside line. At the start-finish line, it was still Stenhouse to lead that lap, but it looks like Larson will take it coming into turn 1. Now the 2 car Brad Keselowski moves up into second. Chase Elliott on the inside of the 47 has just taken up third, with Jimmy Johnson moving into fourth. Here comes Brad Keselowski with a run on the inside of Larson, entering turn 1. And Brad Keselowski will take the lead coming out of turn number 2. Tyler Reddick has driven his way up into 5th in the 8 car. Your point leader and last week's winner Ryan Blaney currently runs in 26th position, so not a very good run going on right now for the 12 team. Now here comes Jimmy Johnson on the inside of the 57 of Larson. And it looks like at the start-finish line, Jimmy Johnson will lead that lap. Second spot will be taken into turn number 1 by Tyler Reddick. Now Reddick with a bit of a run on the inside of the 48, but 3 wide for the lead goes Keselowski. And into turn number 3, Brad Keselowski will take the lead. We have quite the battle out front. Now the 47 car to the inside of the 8, trying to move up into second. 3 wide for the spot. With Stenhouse taking up the position, Justin Allgaier back up into third as he looks under the 47. Now Allgaier up into second spot. Jimmy Johnson trying to follow suit to move up into third. Almost 4 wide for third spot right there as the 47 of Stenhouse backs out. Kurt Busch on the inside trying to move up into third, but has to back out of the throttle with Jimmy Johnson taking up the position. Now the 42 of Allgaier getting a run on Keselowski for the top spot. Down to the inside of the 2. Jimmy Johnson thinking about trying to make it 3 wide, but backs out of the throttle with Allgaier taking the lead. Now Kevin Harvick getting up into this mix, battling with Larson for 5th spot. And Harvick has just gotten around the 2 car of Keselowski to move up into 4th, with Kurt Busch challenging Jimmie Johnson for the 2nd position, trying to make it a Ganassi 1-2, and he's got the spot. Now 3 wide for 3rd spot, with Denny Hamlin going on to the apron under the 4, but Kevin Harvick will take up 3rd. Looks like Hamlin will take 4th into turn number 1. Harvick with a move on the inside of Kurt Busch takes up 2nd spot, now moves the 42 off the bottom, trying to challenge Allgaier for the lead. And Allgaier will cut him off entering turn 1. Denny Hamlin trying to move the 4 car up off the inside, but Chase Elliott trying to make it 3 wide for 2nd. Harvick goes extremely wide entering turn number 3, loses several spots, with Chase Elliott moving up into 3rd. Now Elliott to the inside of Denny Hamlin going for 2nd. He's got the spot, but the 47 car of Stenhouse is trying to move him up off the inside. Stenhouse back to the inside of the 9. Looks like Ricky Stenhouse Jr. will take up 2nd. Kurt Busch went 3 wide into turn 3 to move into 4th. Now just 10 laps to go in stage 1, and we have an extremely close battle for the lead between the 47 and 42 as Stenhouse takes looks at the inside. And coming into turn 3, Stenhouse is now your leader. Ganassi teammates of Busch and Allgaier run side by side, with Kurt Busch taking up 2nd. Denny Hamlin trying to follow suit into 3rd. Now Denny Hamlin with a move onto the inside of Kurt Busch. That will move the 11 car up into 2nd. And now he's trying to force the 47 of Stenhouse up off the bottom. And they still run side by side. Kurt Busch giving Stenhouse drafting help down the back straight. And it looks like Denny Hamlin will take the lead entering turn 3. Kevin Harvick really diving it into the corner to move up into 2nd. Jimmie Johnson has just moved up into 3rd spot, getting around the 47 of Stenhouse. Now Kyle Larson challenging him for the spot on the inside. And Larson will take 3rd. He's moving Harvick up off the inside to challenge for 2nd. And Denny Hamlin has started to create a bit of a separation above him and 2nd. And look at this, Stenhouse going 3 wide for 2nd. The 57 and 47 almost made contact, with Harvick taking up the spot around the outside. Here comes a move by Stenhouse on the inside of Kevin Harvick, trying to take up 2nd as they roll off into turn 1. And Stenhouse has taken up the spot. Brad Keselowski goes up to side draft the 4, with Keselowski moving up into 3rd. Now Stenhouse building a large run on the 11 car of Hamlin. And Harvick once again goes extremely wide entering turn number 3, falls outside the top 5. And there's the white flag in stage 1 for Denny Hamlin, and he has a charging Ricky Stenhouse Jr. right on his back bumper. And we have had a crash in turns 3 and 4. This will cause a stage-ending caution, with Denny Hamlin winning stage 1 above Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Brad Keselowski, Chase Elliott, and Kyle Larson. So entering turn number 3 on lap 25, the 39 car checks up and gets clipped by the 21 of Matt DiBenedetto, spinning him around and up into the outside wall. Then he slides down in front of Corey LaJoie, who makes hard contact with him, and the 37 of Ryan Preece. And then spinning down the racetrack, the 39 car gets impacted by the 38 of John Hunter Nemechek, knocking several cars out of the race. NASCAR on Speed Station is being brought to you by Built by Me Chassis and Engine Parts, by Smeaty, the real canned meat paste, and by Start and Park, the official motel brand of NASCAR. So the first car off pit road was Denny Hamlin getting out in front of Brad Keselowski, then Ricky Stenhouse Jr., then Ross Chastain and Chase Elliott. And the reason that you see the 99 car here is, remember that he slapped the wall early on in the race. He had to pit for damages under green, so he actually fell 4 laps down and will restart on the inside line of the leader, Denny Hamlin. And there's the green flag for stage 2. The 47 car got slightly checked up by the lap car of Chase Briscoe. That led Chase Elliott onto his inside, with Elliott going up for 3rd spot. Now 4 wide, as Ricky Stenhouse Jr. goes extremely wide entering turn number 3. Kyle Larson drives from 6th to 2nd in 1 lap on this restart. Now the 9 car of Chase Elliott trying to battle with the 55 car for 4th spot. And it looks like Elliott will take up the position. And here comes Larson with a run on the 11. Entering turn number 1. Keselowski tried forcing a 3 wide, and he is up on the inside line. Now we have a battle between the 57 and 2 cars for the spot as they drag race down the back straight. With Brad Keselowski taking up the lead with the 9 car of Chase Elliott right on his back bumper, moving him up off the inside line, exiting turn 4. Keselowski led that lap, but it looks like Chase Elliott will take the lead entering turn number 1, but 3 wide as the 11 car makes it stick on the inside. The 2 car getting a bit of a push around the outside by the 57, but he has to check up entering turn number 3, and the 11 car of Denny Hamlin is now your leader. And now the 57 car of Kyle Larson takes up second off Chase Elliott, exiting turn number 2. Looks like the 48 car of Johnson will move up into third. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. on the inside of Martin Truex to move up into 5th spot. Chase Elliott on the inside of his teammate Jimmy Johnson. Looks like that will move the 9 car into 3rd. Now Larson trying to build a run on the inside of the 11. And entering turn number 1, Kyle Larson is now your leader. Alex Bowman, the winner at Fontana earlier in the season, will move up into 5th spot. Looks like he will take 4th off of his teammate Jimmy Johnson. Now battling for 3rd with Denny Hamlin. Martin Truex Jr. has just broke his way up into the top 5, now challenging his teammate Hamlin for the 4th spot. Denny Hamlin goes wide entering turn number 3, falls outside the top 5, and that will move Christopher Bell up into 5th. Now 3 wide for 3rd spot as Bell makes a move on the inside of Truex and Bowman. And Christopher Bell is taken up 3rd. Now Elliott and Kyle Larson have put a bit of a separation above the pack as Harvick makes contact with the 95 entering turn 3 to move up into 3rd spot with a dicey move on the inside. Now Justin Allgaier moves up into 5th as you saw he made contact with Stenhouse exiting turn number 4. Now Chase Elliott with a move onto the inside of Larson. Elliott starting to inch ahead. And it looks like at the start-finish line, Chase Elliott will lead that lap, and I believe he will take the lead off Larson entering turn number 1. And he has got the spot with Kevin Harvick moving up into 2nd, but he's carrying a lot of momentum to get up alongside the 9 down the back straight. And Harvick gets cut off by Chase Elliott entering turn number 3. Justin Allgaier has moved his way up into 3rd. Harvick taking a look onto the inside of Chase Elliott as Kyle Larson battles with Allgaier for 3rd spot. And Kevin Harvick is now your leader at Kansas. Larson has taken up 3rd. It looks like Bell and Allgaier will battle for 4th spot. Chase Elliott back to the inside of Kevin Harvick. And he's got drafting help coming from Kyle Larson. And down the back straight, looks like Chase Elliott will retake the lead off Harvick. But Larson now moving the 9 car up off the inside to challenge Elliott for the top spot. But Chase Elliott cuts him off entering turn number 1 to retain the top spot. Now we have a battle between the 4, 42, and 57 for 2nd. Larson back to the inside of Chase Elliott, side drafting him coming off turn number 4. Chase Elliott will lead that lap, but those two running side by side has brought Allgaier up into this mix. He tried to make it 3 wide into turn 1, but had to back out with Kyle Larson taking up the top spot. Now just 10 laps to go as the 42 car will move up into 2nd. His teammate goes 3 wide on the inside to move into 3rd. Now Allgaier with a move onto the inside of Larson. And Justin Allgaier is now back out front. His teammate Kurt Busch side drafting the 57 to move up into 2nd. Alex Bowman on the inside line has gotten around the 57 to move up into 3rd position. And the 47 car of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. just forced the 88 car up off the inside and will take up the 3rd spot. Now the Ganassi teammates of Allgaier and Kurt Busch battle for the top spot. Entering turn 1, it looks like the 1 car of Kurt Busch will take the position. And Kurt Busch is now your leader. The 47 car trying to side draft the 42 for 2nd. And Stenhouse will move up into 2nd. Chase Elliott trying to take 3rd. We now have 4 cars under a blanket for the Stage 2 victory as the 9 car goes to the inside of the 47 to move into 2nd. And the 42 car of Justin Allgaier has just moved up into 3rd, getting around Stenhouse as well. Here comes Allgaier with a run on the inside of Chase Elliott. The 42 car now moves up into 2nd. And there's Kyle Larson battling with the 4 car of Kevin Harvick for 5th spot. Looks like Larson will take up the position into turn 3. And here comes a run by the 42 car of Allgaier down the back straight. And Justin Allgaier is now your leader at Kansas. Coming off turn number 4, Allgaier sees the white flag in stage 2 as the 9 car challenges the 1 for 2nd. Now a bit of a 3-wide battle for 3rd spot as the 4 car of Kevin Harvick backs out and the 57 of Kyle Larson taking up the position. Now we have a battle between the Ganassi teammates for the stage win. Kurt takes a look to the inside, but Justin Allgaier will win stage 2 in his first start in the number 42 car above Kurt Busch, then Kyle Larson, Kevin Harvick, and Chase Elliott. Now this did not bring out a caution, but while running in 9th spot on lap 47, Denny Hamlin makes contact with Austin Dillon, spinning him into the inside wall. But because he spun around on the apron, no caution occurred due to this incident. NASCAR on Speed Station is being brought to you by Built by Me Chassis and Engine Parts, by Smeat Heat, the real canned meat paste, and by Start & Park, the official motel brand of NASCAR. So all the lead lap cars are pitting with the exception of one, that being Chris Buescher, who has decided to stay out on this cycle and will assume the lead in the 17 car. And with a slow stop for the 42, the first car off pit road is the 1 car of Kurt Busch, getting out in front of Kyle Larson, then Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Alex Bowman, and Tyler Reddick. And because the number 3 team had to do crash repairs under the green flag, they fell 2 laps down from race leader at the time, Justin Allgaier, but now the race lead has been thrown over to Chris Buescher because he stayed out during the pit cycle. Oh, the 17 car is pulling out of line, going through the middle. I think he might have a problem on the 17 car as we take the start with the 3 car going into the grass and Kurt Busch taking the lead because the 17 car is stalling on the apron. I believe that will cause another caution. And yes, the yellow flag is back out with the 1 car of Kurt Busch still your leader above the 47 and 88 cars. As they rush back to the start-finish line, the 9 car of Chase Elliott trying to move Bowman up off the inside. And the race back to the flag. Kurt Busch is your leader above Stenhouse, Bowman, Elliott, and Denny Hamlin. Yes, but there is definitely a problem on these 17 cars. He is still rolling on the apron, but only going about 20 miles per hour. Well, they managed to get the 17 car refired, but he is now 2 laps down behind race leader Kurt Busch. Green flag. Kurt Busch gets a relatively good jump above the 47 car. As the 17, the lap car of Chris Buescher goes 3 wide entering turn number 1. Denny Hamlin on the inside of Alex Bowman looks like he will take up 3rd. So now Denny Hamlin has gotten around Alex Bowman to move up into 3rd spot. Kyle Larson has moved up into 4th, with Stenhouse still in 2nd behind Kurt Busch. Here we go, 4 almost 5 wide exiting turn number 2. There was slight contact between the 14 and I believe a few other cars, but they managed to gather it back up and did not cause a spin out or a caution. And the 47 has made a move on the inside of the 1. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. has led that lap and will take the lead entering turn number 1 with the 42 car going 3 wide for 3rd on the inside. Now Allgaier challenging his teammate Kurt Busch for 2nd. Allgaier will take up the spot, 3 wide for Chase Elliott on the inside to move into 3rd. Now here comes Allgaier with a run on the 47. And Justin Allgaier is now back out front. The 9 car of Chase Elliott moves up into 2nd. And the 48 car of Jimmy Johnson is going to try and take 3rd into turn 3. Now Chase Elliott moves the 42 car up off the inside. At the stripe, it was still Allgaier to lead that lap, but it looks like the 9 car is going to take it off him entering turn 1. Johnson right on the back bumper of the 9, trying to take a look onto the inside. Allgaier still losing several spots on the outside. Looks like the 47 will move up into 3rd. Ooh, contact between the 48 and 47 as Jimmy Johnson side drafts with the 9 car to take the lead coming off turn number 4. The 47 car back to the inside, the 48 trying to take the lead, but the 42 car sends him almost 3 wide into turn number 3, with the 42 of Justin Allgaier taking the lead back coming off turn 4. Stenhouse goes extremely wide entering turn number 3, lets the 2 car onto his inside of Keselowski to move up into second. Now Alex Bowman takes up third. The 2 car of Keselowski still right on the back bumper of that 42 of Justin Allgaier, but riding behind him at the moment. Now the 9 car of Chase Elliott to the inside of his teammate Bowman, trying to take up third as they enter turn number 1. Stenhouse, though, moving the 9 car up off the inside. And it looks like Ricky Stenhouse Jr. will take up the 3rd spot. 3 wide on the inside as Denny Hamlin will take up 5th off the 48 car of Jimmy Johnson. Now Stenhouse with a move on to the inside of Keselowski. And Ricky Stenhouse Jr. will take up 2nd. The 9 car goes up to side draft Keselowski to move up into 3rd. Now Chase Elliott dives into turn number 3, battling alongside the 47 of Stenhouse for the 2nd spot. And Elliott held it at the stripe. William Byron is starting to get up into this mix in the 24 as he takes 5th spot off Brad Keselowski. Now Chase Elliott with a run to the inside of Allgaier. And Chase Elliott is now your leader. Denny Hamlin on the inside line will move up into 2nd. Eric Jones and William Byron now battle for the 3rd spot, with Eric Jones taking up the spot. Now Jones right on the back bumper of his teammate Denny Hamlin. Jimmy Johnson trying to move that 20 car out of the inside line, almost turned him around exiting turn number 2. Now getting onto his inside and move up into 3rd spot as he gets onto the inside of the 11 now, battling for 2nd, trying to make it a Hendrick Motorsports 1-2. Now we got a 3 wide battle for 3rd spot between Hamlin, Keselowski, and Stenhouse. Looks like into turn number 3, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. will dive it into the corner to move up into 3rd. They were almost 4 wide as they entered turn number 3, around 10th position, with the 81 car of Brandon Jones, the winner of the 2nd duel at Pocono, challenging Keselowski for the 4th spot. Now Ricky Stenhouse Jr. has just driven his way around Jimmy Johnson to move his way up into 2nd. Cole Custer's just driven his way up into 4th spot, and so far this is the best run he's got all year long. We now have 3 cars under a blanket for the lead between the 9, 47, and 48, as Stenhouse is trying to move Chase Elliott up off the inside. Right on the back bumper down the front straight as the 48 makes a look onto the inside, the 47 trying to take up 2nd spot with Jimmy Johnson taking the position. Now we got a 3 wide battle for 4th spot between the 41, 88, and 57. At the stripe it was the 88 car of Alex Bowman, but I believe it will be the 57 of Kyle Larson to take up the spot entering turn 1. And the battle for 2nd continues with the 47 making a look onto the inside of the 48. Looks like Stenhouse will take up the spot exiting turn number 2. Now the 57 and 42 cars getting into the mix, those being 4th and 5th place runners Larson and Allgaier. Here comes another big run by the 47 up to the back bumper. The 9 tries to take a look onto the inside down the front straight. And Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is now back out front at Kansas. Jimmy Johnson side drafting his teammate for the 2nd spot. And it looks like on this lap, Jimmy Johnson will be hitting pit road. Let's see if anyone else follows him down. Oh, and we have a crash. The 10 car of Eric Almirola has gone upside down. And as some of the lead lap cars hit pit road, we immediately have a caution. And in the race back to the start-finish line, it was the 47 car of Stenhouse leading, above Chase Elliott, Justin Allgaier, Kurt Busch, and Kyle Larson. So as some of the lead lap cars were checking up to get down pit road, the 10 car gets clipped by the 81, spinning him around, exiting turn number 4. The 14 also clips the 81 car around, spinning him almost onto pit road, but the 99 made contact with the 10, flipping Eric Almirola upside down, and causing the most recent caution. So the first car off pit road is Ricky Stenhouse Jr. getting out in front of Chase Elliott, then Justin Allgaier, Kurt Busch, and William Byron. But the cars that pitted immediately before the caution came out will now recycle out as the front runners. So that means your leader is now Jimmy Johnson, above Cole Custer, Brad Keselowski, Michael McDowell, and Ryan Newman. Definitely a shakeup at the front of the pack. Also, let's just mention that through pit strategy, Jeffrey Earnhardt in the 50 car has driven his way up into 9th spot. And last year's winner here at Kansas, Quinn Houff, currently runs in 12th. So there are a few cars up in front of Jimmy Johnson that are not on the lead lap, those being Bubba Wallace, Kyle Busch, Landon Castle, and Matt Benedetto. They will restart directly in front of Jimmy Johnson. So Johnson not only has lap cars on the inside of him, but he has lap cars in front of him. So it's going to make for quite a messy restart. Green flag. Jimmy Johnson tries jumping onto the outside line of the lap cars. That's going to let the 41 of Cole Custer onto his inside. And now Brad Keselowski going 3 wide for the lead into turn 1. Every single lane being blocked by a lap car, now 4 wide as Keselowski goes down to the inside. Jimmy Johnson way up on the top side. Johnson cuts straight down to the bottom in front of the 2-car of Keselowski to retain the lead. Now the 2-car of Keselowski trying to move Jimmy Johnson up off the inside line. Side drafting him down the back straight. Almost makes contact. Entering turn number 3 as the 2-car still battling the 48 for the top spot. At the start-finish line, Jimmy Johnson still led that lap. Almost 4 wide as they enter turn number 1. And Brad Keselowski is now your leader. The 95 car of Christopher Bell has moved his way up into 3rd, and I believe I saw caution lights on. The caution flag is out, the 34 car touching the outside wall, but he managed to gather it back up. As Brad Keselowski leads the field back to the caution above Jimmy Johnson, Christopher Bell, Daniel Suarez, and Joey Logano. So trying to avoid the checking up number 57 car, William Byron drives onto the apron entering turn number 1 and loses it coming into the corner. Slides up in front of the field, makes contact with the 81, spinning him up into the 50, and the 37 into the 88. Then the 50 and 88 cars climb the wall. Then the 41 car makes contact with the 88, getting the 88 car stuck into the catch fence and falls back down onto the apron. Now, strangely enough, after riding the wall, Jeffrey Earnhardt was actually able to continue. Only really with cosmetic damage. And let's go on board with Alex Bowman. Fortunately, all of the drivers involved in that incident were able to walk away uninjured. And there's the green flag, just 13 laps to go here at Kansas. Jimmy Johnson does not get a very good restart, as the 2-car of Keselowski's already put about 2 car lengths of separation on him. Now being swarmed by a lot of lap traffic, the 00 car of Daniel Suarez looks like he will take up second off Jimmy Johnson. But here comes the 22 car of Joey Logano down to the inside, getting around both the 00 and the 48 to take up second. So we now have a Team Penske 1-2, although there is several lap cars separating Keselowski from Logano. 3, in fact, those being the 17, 21, and 89. Now the gap between first and second is about 0.6 of a second between the 2 and 22 cars. As Logano, though, is getting quite a big run on several of these lap cars, trying to make it 3 wide into turn number 3 to get around all of them. And he just moved the 21 car up off the inside. And now there is 0 lap cars separating first and second as the 20 car of Jones challenges Logano for the spot. Now just 10 laps to go here at Kansas, with Allgaier moving back up into 4th spot. And now Eric Jones has taken up second. And here comes the 42 car of Justin Allgaier right on the back bumper of the 20, moving that 20 car up off the inside. And your pole sitter, Chase Elliott, is back up into this mix as he has just taken up 4th off Jimmy Johnson. Justin Allgaier makes the move to the inside of the 20 to move up into 2nd. Now 3 cars under a blanket for the lead, with the 42 car trying to move Keselowski up off the inside. But still, Keselowski holding a defensive line on the inside, retains the lead for the moment. Chase Elliott trying to make a look onto the inside of the 42 car now down the back straight. And Chase Elliott has taken up the 2nd spot. And Elliott still has not won a Cup race since March of 2019 as he challenges Keselowski for the top spot down the front straight. And Chase Elliott is now your leader, although he is being challenged by Kyle Larson on the inside. And Kyle Larson is now your leader. Denny Hamlin dives into turn 3 to move up into second. Low contact between the 2 and 42 cars, but they managed to gather it back up. Denny Hamlin making a move to the inside of the 57, coming into turn number 1. And Hamlin is now back out front, although the 9 car of Chase Elliott right on his back bumper. And we know that these two have a history. And entering turn number 3, it looks like Chase Elliott will take up the lead off Denny Hamlin. There is one very slow lap car up in front of these leaders, that being the 81 car of Brandon Jones. Let's see how well they can get around him. And he blocks pretty much the entire inside line as the 57 makes the pass for the lead on the 11. And Kyle Larson is now back out front. The 42 and 9 cars now in a battle for third position. Here comes a move by Denny Hamlin to the inside of Larson. And Denny Hamlin is now back out front, although Chase Elliott, Justin Allgaier, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. are now back into the mix. Elliott dives into turn number 3, trying to take up second off Larson. Now just 3 laps to go, and it's still pretty much anyone's race. Chase Elliott back up into position, now trying to get a bit of a run on the 11. Elliott ran turn number 3 just a little bit wide, let the 57 of Larson onto his inside. Now Brad Keselowski with a move on the inside of the 9. That will move Keselowski up into third as the 57 is right on the back bumper of Hamlin. But Hamlin gets a much better exit of turn number 4, and there is the white flag for Denny Hamlin at Kansas. Brad Keselowski trying to make a move to the inside of the 57 car to take up second. And it looks like Keselowski has taken up second spot. He has a bit of a push coming from Chase Elliott. And coming off turn number 4, Denny Hamlin will score his 3rd win of the season at Kansas. So Denny Hamlin wins above Brad Keselowski, then Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Eric Jones, Kurt Busch, Justin Allgaier, Jimmy Johnson, and Martin Truex Jr. round out the top 10. And still the front runners in points have not changed positions, with Ryan Blaney still the point leader above Denny Hamlin, who is 34 points behind, although Hamlin does now lead the field in wins with 3 wins. Joey Logano is still in 3rd. Kevin Harvick moves up to 4th. Martin Truex Jr. climbs up to 5th. Clint Boyer stays in 6th, Daniel Suarez moves up to 7th. Chase Briscoe falls down to 8th, Kyle Busch falls down to 9th, and Chris Buescher stays in 10th. And in the playoff standings, once again, we had a repeat winner, so no one else is locked into the playoffs. However, take a look at the cutoff line, with Chase Briscoe only 11 points above, Chris Buescher is 11 points out. Kurt Busch is 25 points out, Ross Chastain is 45 points out, and Eric Jones is 70 points out. The next race is the Foxwoods Resort and Casino 301, the inaugural race on the Loudon Roval. You can catch it all right here on the Speed Station.